Look at my teeth are fucked. Like, look at this, dude. Ash knocked my tooth out.
Really? That's hard,
It's
dude.
like chipped, dude.
That's fucking
Yeah,
hard.
it's like it's weird. Like, yeah, I gotta go. I got an appointment to get him to put the end back on, but yeah, he knocked my tooth off with a thrust.
That's fucking gnarly. Holy shit. You get waffled like fuck?
Dude, I mean, it pushed in at the bottom. It like hit the tooth, which is weird. My mask fits really, really well, and he's got like a Ringinier like no flex or whatever, but he was using the medium. It just didn't flex. It was weird. It dented the shit out of the mask. That was weird. I don't know.
Fuck. Well, for
But
everyone
yes,
watching,
Christopher.
real quick, for everyone watching, this is sword and board number 8. Because I did number 7 yesterday. I wasn't sure if I was gonna do number 7 with you, or like in terms of like how I uploaded it, because I always do one after the mic'd up videos, and I haven't got the chance to decide if I
Okay.
wanted to do one after the mic'd up. So I'll probably just upload the one of me and Commander as sword and board number 7, just for keeping content consistent. But welcome everybody to
Gander.
sword and board number 8. Today's guest we have, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Marshall Strong.
Marshall Strong, straight out of Scala St. George, Savannah, right? Tell us a little bit about
That's
what y'all
awesome.
got going on there.
Yeah, we're a Fiore club. We've been here since 2014, and I don't know. That's pretty much it. Savannah, we have at least 3 practices a week since then, and we're actively compete. Uh, I think if you hang out in the Southeast region, you probably end up at the same events as us. So
Yeah.
if you're watching this podcast and you're from that part of the country, I probably know you.
Yep. All right, so we were just talking, and I'll probably edit it through, but your fucking tooth, man. Your tooth is chipped.
Yeah, yeah. Look, you knocked. Yeah, my. So Ash, like, I don't. He hadn't been in the Southeast very long. He's from Indonesia. He's a buddy of mine that came and started training in Savannah. And he, like, he moved into the house with me for a few months between next time he's got to go home. Like he's going back to Indonesia for a few months. So he's staying here though until then. So we're getting a lot of fencing done. And yeah, it's just like a thrust, and the sword didn't bend. Mask fits perfectly. I've not had that happen before. So yeah, I'm missing the bottom of my tooth
Oh
for
shit.
another week or two anyway.
I just
Yeah.
bought Wakuzi Cobra.
To go get some of this, like, yeah, well, that's what I have, right?
Really?
So like it's a good mask, yeah. But I mean I wear a small, like if anything, I wear a somewhat undersized mask because I like it to fit tight on my face so it
Yeah.
doesn't move around a lot. So it's not like some large that like there's. I tried so hard to touch my face afterwards, but it was the right thrust at the right time.
Damn.
So that was a weird one. Yeah,
Yeah.
never seen that.
I've never seen that. I've seen a waffle. I've seen one waffle at Raleigh. Uh, but recently, so I got the Cobra by sheer accident. I haven't measured my head since I was 16, so I was looking at the inside liner of my absolute force. It's fucked. I've been growing into a
Oh yeah,
size
yeah. When
small.
that thing rips off the top or whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's when you get
Right.
waffled. Absolutely.
Yeah, right there. I was able to waffle myself when I pushed, and I was like, oh, new mask time. That and the jaw was like disconnected from the mask. It was, I mean, it looked fucked. But Commander Negron with Aiken Saber Academy, the lightsaber guys in Aiken, he was
Mm.
like, I got a Wakuzi Cobra. I hate it. And I was like, okay, cool.
Oh
I'll,
yeah, I saw the
yeah.
picture. You got the red one. Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah. The red one's the pick. That's gonna be cool.
yeah, I picked it up and I wore it in practice today. And we have a new guy that's kind of learning how to uh, not smack the shit out of people. So he smacked the shit out of me, and he's like, "Oh, is that too hard?" I'm like, "Not for me."
You don't feel it with that thing, man. You hear it, but
Yeah,
yeah, you don't feel it. I think those masks look really stupid.
they
You look
do.
like a bobblehead, but I will only wear it because that's my big safety concern in HEMAs. If like you're gonna do something for 10 years, and I spar every practice like it's a big like way I learn. So I think even those small hits to the head could add up. It just weirds me out. I don't think that the fencing masks are the best long-term solution,
Nah,
or the like modified ones we started with, but that still looks the best. But that being said, like that's all. I'm just wearing those Wakusi ones now because a hard hit to the head feels so much better. I was fencing with Sam Sproul, and he hits pretty hard. He dials it back at tournaments and sometimes still gets in trouble. And I got tired of getting rattled there, so I needed a plastic shell.
Yeah, shit. So like my thing was the night before. This is funny as shit. The night before, I asked a Ukrainian armor, Ilias was shooting. I was like, hey, he's a buddy of mine through Bohurt. I was like, dude, can you make a fucking HEMA mask that's not a piece of shit? And he's like, oh, I'm working on that. Sent me a picture. And I was like, okay, fuck. Like, all right, fucking problem solved. And then I noticed my mask was fucked. And then I was like, huh, I need a new mask. And then Commander was like, here's a new mask. And I was like, all right, fuck. I'm fucking set. So I don't even need to outsource for what I was looking for. But he was working on like
Nice.
a full metal with like a chin strap and everything. I mean, like this was a
Yeah, yeah,
fencing
yeah. I
mask on
just got one of
steroids.
those horsebow. Do you know the horsebow mask?
No.
Shit, you might have to. I might go grab it. You have to edit the section out while
Yeah,
I
go
run
get it.
downstairs.
Fuck yeah.
But
Get
it's
it
like
real
an old
quick.
school like. Let me show you this.
Hell yeah. Well, for everyone listening, if I don't edit this out, uh, a little while ago, I went and fenced with Marshall in Savannah about a year ago before Queen's Gambit to get some training in, and everyone hyped him up to me, man. And I came out to practice wearing some fucking Air Forces. Bro, toe tapped me, clean toe tap. All right, these motherfuckers will hit legs. Fucking Ash with the shin snipe. If you haven't watched HEMA House, please go watch HEMA House. Ash is lovely. We were just talking about him, the Indonesian fella. Oh, he's back. Oh, okay. I think
Yeah,
Connor
these
has one of
guys.
these.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I don't think you can like. I don't know if you can't get them anymore or you can't get the OG ones anymore. This thing's like pristine. Like it's still got like markings on it from
No
where the guy
shit.
made it that haven't been knocked off. But yeah, it was like an older a HEMA guy who's got some health problems. And he was just like to get stuff to people who could use it. So I ended up with one. I have to. It's a little big.
Yeah,
It's a little. I think I would wear like a
a coif.
rugby like scrum under it. Yeah,
Oh yeah, that
a
too.
coif. Yeah, and with this like bulletproof Bourget that
Connor uses one of
probably won't work.
those, but he has a very similar mask. It's still a fencing mask, but his overlay is kind of like that on the back. The only
Hmm.
downside is he doesn't have like padding there. I've been telling him to put like yoga mat between that and his head.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Because I
Because you'll
remember,
transfer the energy
yeah, I
anyway.
remember I
Yeah,
threw him once and he landed kind of straight on it, and he was like, "Ow!" And I was like, "Yeah, that was metal. That shit had to have hurt."
things have like full suspension in them, you know. So
Oh
it's like
shit!
this thing. I mean, it's dope. I think it'll hold up pretty well. I mean, I know like a lot of like rapier guys use them, but I don't think you're gonna hurt that with a longsword too easily.
The thing's built like a brick shit house, dude. Like, holy shit, that's fucking nice. I'm gonna have to, I'm gonna have to find out where you got that. Send me a link.
It was just the dude that was selling his stuff off, like I said. So it was right place, right time. I got this like uh, old Feder as well. It's a arms and armor like or that you could never hit anybody with this thing. It's like that would be way too cruel, but
Yeah.
fun to. It's my house Feder.
Your house better. Hell yeah.
We can just move something around,
You
or
know,
like we're at something out.
fucking Daniel Scala Charleston, right? That dude's funny. He has a sword, a sharp in every room of the house. Like
Okay.
he's got a sword in the bathroom, in the living room, in his bedroom, in the spare bedroom, in the kitchen. Like this motherfucker has a sword and shield somewhere, like ready for someone to break in the house.
Ready? Yeah. So he's gonna like when he wins like the self defense lottery and somebody does try to break into his house in like rural South Carolina, gonna get killed while he's like
Yeah.
trying to figure out which of these weapons. Like, is it gonna be like the pole axe or is it gonna be the Daniel's? You should have Daniel on here, but he won't talk probably. He's like too quiet. But
Oh, dude,
Hema needs to hear.
you
Hey,
haven't talked to Daniel lately. So ever since we
if you
did,
taught him.
yeah, ever since we did Uberg, we taught him like the brain rot slang. Oh no, someone's texting me. God, I should have silenced that. It's my mom. Uh, but there, we had Daniel at Uberg. Sorry, I'm gonna have to cut this up. Fuck.
Hey,
I
you're
have the
good,
house
man.
to myself, so my parents are wigging the fuck out. But basically, so Daniel at Uberg, we taught him all the brain rot slang that all the kids use these days, and that's all he fucking talks now. He talks, but it's all skibbity toilet. Like,
Okay.
it's all
Yeah,
W
he's
mans.
always he's like he's really quiet, but that dude is really funny. If you know, it's hard for run my mouth so much. Like when I rarely shut up and listen. Like Daniel's like one of the funniest people I know. So
Dude, it's great.
that
It's
doesn't surprise
gold.
me.
He'll be quiet and then he'll
Yeah,
say like 3 words, and it's the funniest shit you've
some
ever
like
heard.
totally cutting thing, or like I'm trying to remember. Last time he was here, I was giving him shit about like he's just being quiet and cool Daniel, and he was gonna go get some like beers for the table, and he was like, oh, he's being nice, like what does everybody want? I'm like, dude, Daniel, like just go get us whatever you people drink in Charleston, trying to like give him some shit. Van in Charleston, we don't, it's traditional to beef, right? And like so he just came back with a bunch of PBRs, like like just put that right back on me, I guess. And it's like little shit like that he does, and he's I don't know, he's clever, dude.
He's funny as shit. We got him to drink at Uberg a little bit, and he was talking a good bit once he got a beer in him. It's just like loosen him up.
Yeah, those guys. So like I remember my first HEMA tournament was at Surfo. Like I competed in like the Feck School rapier or Feck School sort of like a synthetic tournament, but they had a steel one as well. And our coach at the time won the tournament that year, so we went and like celebrated and went back to his house, and he had a bunch of like antique swords and stuff we were checking out. And I'll say it was Matt from up there, it was Sean and Daniel and me, and one of them ended up peeing in Brian's chair. And say who?
I've heard this story, but not that part. I've not heard that part of the story. I heard something about like playing with old sabers, and I haven't
And
heard the
like
part about
this
peeing
is
in the
like
chair.
bad too. This isn't like they got belligerent. They stood up and peed or something like that. This was like somebody was sitting down and just peed themselves,
Oh
and it
my
wasn't me.
fucking god, that's fucking beautiful. I was my first tournament was Queens, and we did it. It was me, Connor, Jonathan, Will, Sean, Daniel, Anthony, Patty. So it was like four of us, four of the Scala, and we packed into this like hood ass Airbnb. And oh, Matthew was there. That's right. And Matthew, one of our guys, he put on a game, and I don't remember what it was, but it's essentially like you draw something or you answer, and the funniest one, you all vote for it or whatever. Um,
Hey,
and I was stoned, and I sat next to Daniel. So me and Daniel are both quiet because I'm freaking the fuck out. Like I've had a full panic attack after Queens. I was like, take all my meds. I'm like fucking cross-eyed, right? And so at some point, I hand the phone to Daniel to just do all the answers and questions, and he slaughtered. I mean that he absolutely slaughtered that. He was funny as fuck, man. I wish that they would have came out the competition this year because we did HEMA
hey,
House,
yeah.
and HEMA House was fun
He's
as
weird
fuck.
though. He like sometimes he'll compete. So I feel like he competes maybe once a year. He never takes it too seriously.
Yeah,
Hold on, this air conditioner's probably gonna be loud, but like
that's fine.
it's
I got
cool
mine on
because
too.
like he's like really, 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 really good, right? Like you have these guys that are like these like uh, inter club gym killers that never really compete, but I think Daniel's like easily like he's got the chops to be top 100 like just
Oh
technically.
yeah.
If he's got like the appetite for just playing the game to do that, but like would be horrifying to fight in a sword fight.
Like a real
And
sword fight, you'd be like, oh.
well, really technical, but also like really brutal at the same time. Like I don't know, like not saying like he's hitting too hard or anything, but it's like he can hit hard,
He can.
but like he's just kind of like really good at how it's very like elegant fencing. He's not doing a bunch of like fancy handwork to try to show off your technique. It's all very like efficient but very technical. And can definitely like womp you. Only uses like a short fetter,
Yeah, we have the
or like no,
same
he didn't even
size.
use
Yeah.
fetter. He used the blunt usually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But he could. I mean, he would be perfectly good at like any tier A tournament. I think in America, if he just like wanted to be competitive.
Yeah, I
He's
think he could
the
make it up there pretty quick.
cool way to be. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much. I don't know if you've seen Scala Charleston lately, but they've had a lot of growth, and I see it through my Discord like every
No.
day. They're like, "I'm from Charleston. I just joined. Where do I practice?" And I'm like, "Man, fuck, why are y'all
I
outgrowing
find the
us?"
Charleston.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
"Fuck."
it's like a secret club. Like you've got to like know somebody and show up behind the gas station or something like that. Like there's
Yeah,
like
I liked
you don't do a lot of
I
stuff.
liked Ash's underground skate park idea for a tournament. That would be so tough. But every time I put on a tournament, Daniel comes out. So are you gonna come out to Short Shorts Open
Is it?
September 28th?
Yeah, I should be able to.
Bet.
Have to. I mean, it's like about not getting double booked right now, but yeah, I'd like to.
Yeah, you're gonna see a different Daniel. I'm gonna say that.
With legs? I don't.
No, dude, you like
Oh no, no, slang. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
we've got something planned. Me and Daniel are gonna fucking act out.
All
He's
right.
really a meme lord on the low. Like when you really get to know him, that man lives for the
He
meme.
he he always has been. Like I don't know. Like you reference some really like weird thing on the internet or whatever, and like he knows about it already. Like
Oh
he's just
yeah,
like if you didn't like know him that well, you just think he's like a pretty well put together guy from like South Carolina that works hard or whatever. Like he
yeah.
is not he's not as in your face with it as like I don't know the rest of us are.
Not like me with my short shorts, which is fucking
Right, right, right.
hilarious. Dude, mooning Josh Dale. Shout out Josh Dale. He won't do the podcast
He's
because he
still
doesn't
fighting
want to
the
get
fight, or
canceled.
you got he's not he didn't agree to do it. You can't get him on here right now, dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay. Bet. Send with our picture of my butt. Let me text him. Yo, hop on the podcast right now with Marshall
Yeah, I'm gonna
Strong.
run out of things to say. I want to listen to you guys argue about shorts.
Let's see if I can get him on. Come on the podcast right now and argue with me about shorts so
Tell him to come
Marshall
break
can
bread
be
with us.
entertained. That's gonna be, dude, if he texts back. Imagine. Yeah, he tagged me in that, and I had that picture like locked and loaded. I hadn't used it yet, and I was like, yes.
That's what was the issue? You're just holding your picture of your ass. So he was like fencing in shorts or something like that, and he was trying to be like, I got a bruise on my leg. What
No,
was
he
the?
pulled up his fucking. He all he did was pull up his pants, his little gray pants with the
Well,
collar
I thought they
piece.
were shorts. I didn't like look that closely at the picture. Got it.
Nah, they were straight
Would have
up
been kind of
fucking.
cool and funny of him if he would have just gone and fenced in shorts like the next day or whatever. Right? You know, the
Yeah,
whole situation.
it would have been
You
fucking
like,
great, but he had a little thigh bruise. But anyways, he had like a. I put it in his comments earlier. He has a tattoo above his knee, right above his shin guard, where his knee stops, and it says D's. So I screenshotted it and I put D's nuts. Just I was like, you set yourself up, dude. Straight up.
what is the D's tattoo? What is that? Is it like
It was just
DEEZ? Is it
it
D
was
like S?
DEASE, which it's probably
Okay, got
pronounced different, but I was like, D's nuts,
yeah,
bitch.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah,
I had to catch him with it. I mean, if you see a D's, you got to take the opportunity, like straight up. Oh,
why he's so pro penis, dude. I don't, you know,
I
he
don't
won't.
get it. I've got like a shit ton of HEMA people pissed off over my butt cheeks, man. It's
Well,
great.
there wasn't anything else going on. Are they mad about the butt cheeks picture?
No, not the butt cheeks
Just
picture.
the original. I don't. Nobody gave a shit. I think on the first thing, it was just like a dead week or whatever. So it was a funny thing to like to gripe about or whatever. But that was pretty good.
No, it was fucking
That was
hilarious.
fun.
I trolled the shit out of that, dude. I enjoy. I
Yeah,
remember you
you
commenting,
leaned
he's
into
gonna love
it.
it when he sees this, and I was like, you're fucking right. It was beautiful, dude. Like I had a field day, a straight up field day. But so like actually, a lot of people were pissed off. They're like, our insurance is gonna see it, and we're gonna get our insurance canceled. And I was like, okay.
I don't know about that. I don't. I mean, I'm not. I don't do. I mean, they might know more than me, right? Because I don't do Scholar St. George's insurance. We get it through the national organization. But I think everybody in HEMA in America pretty much gets their insurance through the same company, whether it's HEMA Alliance or somebody else. So you know, I just feel like people start saying insurance to like win debates, you
I
know,
mean,
because it's hard to be like, no, we're not going to get our insurance canceled.
yeah, like
But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Josh admitted it was a cringe thing, not a safety thing. So
Right, which is fair. It is a cringe thing, and so that's the only reasonable argument to have is like whether or not, because you could be like, yeah, I don't like the aesthetics here. I think this makes like HEMA look unprofessional. We're trying to grow it or whatever.
yeah,
I'm not. That's not the hill I'm going to die on. Either way, because it's hot in Savannah and I fence in shorts all the time.
yeah.
It is kind of, I don't, has he come off of that yet? Has he said that it's like wasn't actually a safety thing?
I mean,
Cool.
yeah, he was like, it's not even as much of a safety thing as much as it was a cringe thing. And then I got like
I
low key
mean,
compared to John Clements, and I was like, what? I was like, all right, I guess that's hard, bro. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you on that one. I'm not starting an Arma, so I don't give a fuck. But
what was the comparison? What's the connection between John Clements and shorts again? I
there was
I'm
none.
like
It
trying
was
to
just the
mental
cringe.
math here.
It was just the
Oh,
cringe
gotcha.
or
So
something.
it's like Clements is like S tier cringe and like shorts are too.
I
Okay.
guess, dude. I
This
don't
is
know. He's like, yeah, everyone thinks this macho man bullshit, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, what did what did Ash say? My weight class was twink maxing. I'm twink maxing or whatever the
right.
fuck.
Yeah, I don't think it's like a macho. I don't think there's anything macho about shorts. I think it's like something I do when it's 95% humidity and it's like 95 degrees in Savannah.
Yeah,
And like we fence at practice harder than any tournament, you know, in the Southeast and as hard as any of them in the country. So I'm still waiting on my debilitating injury.
yeah.
But yeah, I think most clubs in the Southeast shows a little skin sometimes, and you just work with your partners.
Nothing wrong with showing a little
Anyway,
skin. We almost
little
did it
skin.
at Hot Sword Summer. We
Yeah,
almost
but
did it.
they didn't want they were serious about the burrs as well, I think.
Yeah, well,
It
they
was a
had
good
the rule in
tournament though.
there about exposed skin.
And that's, anyway, that was a good tournament. That was everything was safe.
That was
The
fun.
calibration level there, I really liked. It wasn't like too soft. You could still like fence pretty hard. Good tournament. Surprisingly good.
Yeah,
I didn't expect that going down there.
and you
And I
did really
actually
good
had
at
some
it.
really good matches.
Yeah, I had really good
Yeah, yeah.
matches too. Shit, I mean, I was killing it all day till the bracket. Like, I was loving it until I had to fight John Knock. I was like, fuck. I was like, all right.
Uh, I wish I would have got to see that match. I'm curious. Do
I
you have
have
it
it
on
on
film?
video. Yeah, I have it. It's in my
Yeah, cool.
Hot Sword Summer. It's on YouTube. I'll send it to you after.
Oh yeah, yeah. Did you do a mic'd up thing on that?
I didn't. I didn't have the mics by then. I just filmed that and kind of put it out late. I put it out late. I mean, that's pretty much what happened with it because I had a bunch of videos. I kept that one unlisted, and it racked up a lot of views for an unlisted video that I sent to like not a lot of people. But
Sure. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I put it live, and it's rode since. I think it's up right now. But I'll link it to you. I mean, it was pretty solid. I kind of had a weak ass first pull. Your boy Ben, I thought was Ben Akrig, so I took it like so serious until like then after the
That
match,
was
I was
his
like,
first
that was
tournament.
not.
Second tournament. He had done surf. No, that was after Surfo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
I
like
think
his
it
second
was.
tournament.
Yeah, so that's been my third sword tournament now. Hot Sword Summer. I'm on five tournaments. Yeah, five. And I have to say, I enjoyed Hot Sword Summer a little
Mhm.
less than Queen's
Yeah, I'll go
Gambit.
back to that.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a
Okay,
little less than
Queen's
Queen's
Gambit was
Gambit.
good this year.
Queen's Gambit is always lovely. I always love taking my first time tournament goers to Queen's Gambit. Unless there's something else and they want to be thrown into the fire, then sure. But
Sure.
I enjoyed it.
Was
I
it?
always enjoy it.
What's the vibe? Like unfortunately I haven't been able to go to Queen's Gambit since before the pandemic. Anyway, like I've missed the
Oh,
last several. Always did Queen's Gambit. I did it back when like I haven't even been to it since they moved locations. Anyway.
the vibe is chill. Um, I mean, that's very chill. I mean, shit. Like, I had beef with Raleigh's director, Emily Strickland. I will name drop. I don't give a fuck. I had beef with her,
I
right?
usually with you for the director, but go ahead.
Yeah, so I had, well, so the story goes, right? After Raleigh last year, when I had that incident with Stephen Daughtry, which we squashed a beef on Raleigh mic'd up, and it was great.
Okay.
So we had that beef or whatever where he tried to fight me after the match because I threw him. I was within the rules. I didn't get carded or anything on that one. And we both
Explain the
got it.
situation because I didn't see that video. So you threw him
So all
legally
right,
and he got mad
we
about
had a fight, and I was trying to win. And this is like second tournament in, so I'm racking up cards that day for bullshit, like turning back in my head. But that was the only
it?
excessive
Sure.
force that I remember getting, other than like hitting the floor. So we both got
You got
carded on
excessive
excessive
force in the
force,
throw. Yeah.
but that was after I threw him. So, anyways, after the match, I went to be a good sportsman and shake hands, hug, kiss, and he was like, "Get away from me!" And I was like, "All right, dude." So I got away. I was like, "What the fuck is wrong?" Like, is this dude on something? I thought he was a crackhead, dude. Like, I straight up thought he was a crackhead, and he kept making me think he was a crackhead because he kept coming up to me and like talking shit in front of Pope. Like, I had Pope next to me from Athens School of Arms, and we were just like the whole time. And eventually he came up and apologized, and I was like not having it. I was like, all right, dude, go on, I don't care. Then I made my video on it, and people were like, oh, this guy's a fucking blockhead, yada yada. I'm like, I don't know, that dude kind of made content out of himself, so fuck it. But we squashed the beef this year. But anyways, the beef with Emily was after that. I got 3 yellow cards throughout that day, but the last one was on my last fight. They let me continue. Pike saved my ass on that, I think, because he was like, I saw it, I know what happened. Anyways, I got my ass saved on that. And so at the end, at the after party, Emily Strickland sat down and talked at me for 2 hours. So I trolled her for 2 hours. And then when Queens rolled around
What's her
this
critique
year,
of you? I mean, what was she mad about?
I don't know. I don't remember. I was trolling the shit out of her, dude. I remember at some point she's like, it's 11 o'clock. I got kids at home. And I'm like, you could just go home. If you like, go to your kids,
So
dude.
you so you must not. I mean, I don't. Not it wasn't a time to for introspection. I guess like she wasn't telling you anything you needed to hear.
Yeah, like I knew everything she was telling
I
me.
mean, I have no idea what it was about.
Yeah,
So
I beats fuck out of me. She's just trying to tell me to be safe. I guess I don't know. That's pretty much the
it's good to be safe.
TLDR. And but it's just like talking
So
at me, and then whoever the fuck she was next to. I remember Jess had to like drag her away, and then I think it was somebody else. It could be like one of 3 people. I don't always remember off the top of my head when it comes to this because it was a year ago. But they actually sat and had a real conversation with me, and it was lit.
sure.
But then next year, or this year, fuck. At Queen's Gambit, she was judging, and she caused a lot of issues with a lot of people. And by the end of it, or well, in the beginning of it, right away when I had to go to her table for whatever, I was like, we had gotten into it like already. She said something. I was like, nah, you're not gonna fucking talk at me for 2 hours straight this time. I'm not dealing with your bitch ass tonight. And and then she got mad, and then Jess came over and was like, it's okay, just fight. And I was like, sick. So Queen's Gambit was chill as fuck, and then she ended up getting banned from directing or judging at Raleigh. And I came to Raleigh, and she had issued apologies to the other people she did wrong at Queens and etc., except me. Even though she was talking good shit about me by the end of Raleigh, she never said anything to me. So the beef is still on until someone's fucking texted me, dude. You gotta come at me directly. You want to squash the fucking beef. You know what I mean?
Maybe you
Like,
don't even really know what the situation's over. You guys are just like it's just
it's hilarious. It's like it's like
for the
Peter and the
sake of bad
giant
vibes.
chicken. It's like Peter and the giant chicken, dude. And I'm kind of a dickhead,
Are
and
you
I
fencing unsafe? I mean, were you was I mean, was there like a problem? Do you think you were fencing unsafe or
probably
like
at
Queen's
Raleigh
Gambit has
last
a
year. I
fairly
mean,
light touch, right?
I don't think I was fencing unsafely. All right, I don't think I was fencing unsafely at Raleigh last year. I think I didn't know the rules, and that's what it was. I did try to gaslight a judge when I got hit in the back of the head because I didn't want him to card Lachlan, so I ended up getting a card for turning the back of my head. I mean, like I was Raleigh last year. I was a complete menace, low key, but like I was cool. Like I enjoyed all my fights. I had fun in all my fights, and every time I threw someone, it was chill. Every time I used the sword, though, it was not chill. It was so I just stopped. I stopped giving a fuck about the sword,
That
and that's how
like
I made 8th.
work that you do when you're like in really tight, the bow how, I mean, that's runs a risk of turning the back of the head,
If
just
you,
doing the technique, I think. But yeah, I
yeah.
don't think it's necessarily even unsafe if you're using it at the right time, hitting, and then you're making cover with your sword. But I mean, technically, it is the back of your head.
So
You know,
what I
I
try to do is I try to come in with like posta frontale dita corona. I go past their forehead and I go like chest to chest with them, and I try to take my elbow, move theirs off, and I'll hit. But I'll try to
yeah,
stay looking these days. Back in the day, I used to just just run
I'd put
off.
your whole body right.
Yeah, I got a warning for it
Interesting.
at Raleigh, but I corrected it pretty quick.
I get back of the head carded every now and then, but that's about the only one I usually get. I don't usually get like excessive force or anything.
Damn.
Nicer than y'all.
You know who does
Yeah,
get
yeah.
excessive? Fucking Ash.
Dang,
Fucking
everybody I train with, yeah. Well, like I said, we still fence pretty like harder than a lot of like tournaments around here. Um, I it is what it is. So like I mean, sometimes I think it's hard for these guys to adjust when they to the competition, but I think Southeast HEMA has overcorrected. I think it
yeah.
probably did need to get dialed back a little bit from what it used to be. Like if you look at some like older like 2015, 2016, 2017 HEMA videos, like they were like unnecessarily hard, like afterblows that probably should have been carded harder. But I think in some cases we've like overcorrected to where they're like it's hard. Like Ash has that schnappen he uses. It's like it just looks bad, and he's close. He does it reliably, and it's not that it's. I get hit with it all the time. I don't think it's that bad. But he gets carded like every time he does it, just because it's like a full rotation of the sword, and it's like it kind of sucks to like have legitimate historical technique, but you're like walking on eggshells or trying to figure out how to like
Yeah.
slow it down.
I
And
think that's how I was at Raleigh last year. That's a good way to put it. As a Fiore guy, at
on
least.
eggshells.
Nah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
yeah.
like I'm trying to fucking sword fight, and it's not a sword fight.
That's like, people want. How is Raleigh? How is their calibration? Is it lighter than Queen's Gambit or?
It's heavier than Queen's Gambit. Queen's Gambit, like you can just tap someone and you get a point. Um,
Which I'm fine with. Like, I'm fine with that, but I
yeah.
don't like getting carded as quickly as we are these days.
So,
I don't like any lighter than Surfo. I feel like is kind of too light for me to fence comfortably.
and I hear Surfo hit hard.
Oh, it's hit. I mean, I feel like it
Hit
it
hard
hits pretty light.
in air
Um,
quotes.
But I mean, it's not like Surfo expects you to have good structure and all that, which is actually I think that's the coolest way to hit when you show that you could have hit hard and like the structure is perfect, but you pull it. It kind of gives you that like kung fu movie, like stop the sword right in front of their head kind of thing.
Yeah.
But there are certain like the bigger rotational motions, Zwerks and like Schnapp and stuff like that. Sometimes like it's harder to pull those at the speed that you need to. Fortunately, I mean I don't do a ton of that in my chart, my game, so it's not a huge problem for me. But I see like Ash get eaten up by those, and then once you get
Yeah.
a reputation as kind of like hitting too hard or whatever, you've been carded a few times. It's kind of difficult to work your way out of that if the directors recognize you.
Yeah. I had a full clean year
So,
this year. I had no cards the whole time, so
nice.
fuck everyone who was shitting on me last year. It
I got a
was
warning at Surfa, no card.
Yeah, I had a warning at Queens for or no at Raleigh for back of the head, and I had a warning at a judo tournament this year. That's because I slammed the kid on his fucking front.
There's very clear like rules in judo and jujitsu about what's like allowed, not allowed. In HEMA, it's really like director discretion, and
Yeah,
uh, that discretion's getting lower. Also, I'm seeing like I hate I feel like I see him flopping happening now, and that never used to happen. But as we've gotten more serious about like dialing back the power, which again the motivation there is good. Like I'm just flat out seeing people flop. Like nobody ever
yeah,
used to get hit, be like, oh, I can't like stand for like 2 minutes or whatever. And like you see people take fairly like medium hits and really it seems like they're making a show of it to me. And what do you do about that? Like you can't tell people like not to be hurt if they're hurt, right? But it's I
yeah.
do worry we're getting some, and it's a little bit yeah, it's a little weird. Yeah, don't want to be like a meathead about it. Like I think if you're hurt, like it's not about like, you know, brushing off injuries and stuff. Like there's really no reason to get a bunch of injuries, but I don't know. It's a martial art. Sometimes getting hit with a fetter bruises a little bit, or things
Yeah.
like that. And if you're not breaking things, you're able to like work. You're not it's not debilitating. That's just a sport we play. Like
It's a sport.
people who play people that play, it's a martial art. Like you go to a jiu-jitsu tournament, like you might get something tweaked. If you play rugby, you might get a little bit banged up or skin up. And I'm not saying like it's not like meathead, like HEMA has to be as rough as like rugby or whatever. Because I do think that might hurt some of the inclusivity. Like some people aren't looking for that, but uh, it's gone too far, just in my
Yeah.
opinion. But then again, I'm not running an event right now, and so I can kind of shut the fuck up, right? Like, so I'm really just thankful that people are running them and whatever they're comfortable with. I'm going to show up and like fence the way they want me to fence, and not like
Yeah.
bitch and moan about it because I appreciate the really good competitions we have. So,
Yeah, we have
but
some
it's
kick-ass
things change,
competitions.
you know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I'm looking forward to Short Shorts Open. I'm looking forward Midlands Madness 2025. Combat Longsword's gonna have card fights. It's gonna be like the
hard
shittiest.
fights
So it's gonna be
like
UFC.
Magic the Gathering or like
I, yeah, no, we're actually gonna play Pokemon. No, so it's gonna be weight classes, and it's gonna be 1v1s for the most part. But we're gonna try to fill up every weight category we can. And did you see the picture I sent you?
yes. Yeah. That was good.
Yeah.
No, dude, I've looked at. I mean, you told me not to say anything, so we'll just use this to like sneaky hype your event or whatever.
Yeah,
It
sneaky
looks
hype.
cool. I've been thinking of you know, it's cryptic. I've been thinking of a very similar like belt, for a long time. So yeah, I think the idea is funny. I think that's
Luckily, I
great.
didn't go with the belt. I saw something
So
else and
a
was
bunch of
like, "That's baller."
you're gonna have like a lot of weight. I don't feel like you need as many weight classes as you have. Like unless you can, you think you're gonna get like a lot of people?
um,
You want how many people
I'm
how many
unsure.
matches do you want per weight class?
Um, at least one. One would be cool. I don't expect every weight class to be filled up. I don't expect everyone to find a matchup, but I'll match them up the best I can. Um, and what I'm planning to do is because there was a lot of interest in combat longsword last year, so we're gonna run the longsword the same way in the ring, right? And we're gonna dial back the excessive force because some people had an issue with it. I thought personally it was fine. Um, I don't know your opinion. You were there.
I didn't get hit. I didn't see anything too crazy from hits the sword. But like again, I didn't feel them. But none of it none of it looked excessively rough to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd be interested in hearing from the people that felt they were hit hard. But you have a better scoop on that than I do.
Yeah, I mean, there's
Um,
a handful of people that just don't like that intensity, and that's fine. And I
yeah,
want to appeal to both sides. So there's like there's longsword open, and there's combat longsword, which you can sign up for, and I can reject you, but same price. I mean, you pay your ticket, you can do whatever the fuck you want. What I'm planning on with combat longsword is the rule set is gonna be it's gonna be a little tight. I mean, it's gonna be a little tight, but excessive force is pretty much not going to be a thing for a combat longsword due to like you got one fight that night probably. Like that's your one fight for the night, and it's like a 3 round, 5 round
got it.
thing. So
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
we're gonna have commentators and
Interesting.
shit.
So, you worry about this. So if I'm in a like a 3 round fight with you in combat longsword, you worry because it's semi-continuous, right? What stops me from like just trying to dead leg you and take a hit just to like make it where you're not as effective in your next 2 rounds? Obviously, that would be a very mean thing to do, and I wouldn't do it to one of my fencing buddies. But it's it seems like that would encourage. You wanted to do that, that would be a good strategy if you're only concerned about winning.
There's gonna be a malicious intent rule with the swords when it comes down to the striking with the hands and the feet. It's game. It's gonna be pretty much fair game. But what I'm most proud about is the gear requirements. After doing the absolute force destruction video that I did, you're going to be required to have an AF mask or a Cobra mask, especially after Midland's combat longsword.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it would be good to require like some kind of like Wakusi like big plastic thing.
Yeah, those
That's
are cheap.
to me to me is like the in HEMA in the southeast, like the gear is getting better, but the calibration's getting lighter, and to me
Yeah,
it's exciting to have this mask because it's like, man, I can actually take like a harder's work to the head, and it's not worried about brain damage. So,
yeah, no.
but I wish more and more people would use those.
And with the boxing ring too, we don't have to worry about concrete pillars.
Oh, fencing in the boxing ring would be cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I
yeah.
got to do a ringing tournament one, which felt like at Surfo one year, but I've never fenced in one.
I'm not saying that that's
Can you like
happening, but
do
I'm saying that's happening.
can you like work off the turnbuckle and stuff? Can I do like top rope work?
Sure. If you're
Sweet.
perfectly fine with possibly falling and like slamming your head on the fucking ground after, I mean the ring's
Oh,
up
I'm not
there.
gonna do that. I'm gonna flying moonsault the guy and
Oh
then
yeah,
land a
go
lockout thrust.
go for it. Fucking, I don't
Absolutely.
care.
That's actually my Bacorno interpretation requires like a flip off the top rope.
Okay, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
arm bars and stuff. I mean, that's the kicker with me is like I want to see like a few more opportunities for tournaments that are like, and I think Raleigh's like this kind of sucks I didn't get to make that this year, but like where you're doing like good wrestling at the sword and it can result in a throw. There's no like six count that will count so fast. It's actually like a two count where you actually have like wrestling at the sword again.
Yeah,
But like to me the fear that like somebody's gonna armbar Ippon me is so like uh, outside of like historical fencing that it's like less interesting to me.
really.
But I want to see the I want to see like rule sets that encourage the manuscripts like wrestling techniques and things.
Yeah, so I wrote the armbar rule as like armbars and epon because if you get armbarred in a sword fight, you suck.
You wrote it because you like arm bars, which
I
I
wrote it
get
because I
because I
like
like arm
armbars
bars.
too, but I was like, if you get
Okay.
armbarred, like I pulled an armbar on Adam today in training. We got into the grapple. It was a low bind close in, and his sword hadn't slid yet between me and him. So, and he like tried pulling guard, and I was like, what the fuck? So I landed on him, and yeah, just ripped an arm up.
I think you'll adjust that as an Ippon though if you keep doing it because I'm just and so, like sorry my brain always works on like trying to figure out dominant strategies or whatever for these like I like to read rules but like because running you through the throat with a sword is not an Ippon and getting armbarred is but it's like it's fairly like low risk. If I can just get in one time and I'm a better jujitsu guy than you, which is
Yeah,
like if you've done jujitsu for 3 months, that puts you over like 95% of HEMA.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, you're gonna win, right? But like that guy might be able to like he's clearly a better sword fighter. So
Yeah. Well, maybe
I don't know
maybe
if it
I'll
means you suck
reconsider
in
the
there.
armbar rule.
And I'm not saying like don't allow it if you like him in there. I
I'm gonna
mean,
allow it
I
still,
don't think
certainly.
we don't see him in manuscripts, but that's not like a maybe sometimes you allow things to see why we don't see them in manuscripts. It's not a
Yeah.
problem, but yeah, like it's if you took away the Ippon, I don't know. I just worry about people if you keep doing it, people like optimizing for that, and you end up with something that very much doesn't look like HEMA. But it could be an unfounded fear. I'm excited that you're experimenting. Hopefully nobody dies.
I don't think
If they
anyone
do,
will
we're all
die.
going to lose our
I don't.
insurance.
I don't think. I don't think anyone's gonna die. So what's funny is
But the pants didn't kill him. The combat longsword definitely
guess
won't, or the
who
shorts.
guess who just called or guess who just texted me back?
All
Josh
right, dude, get
Gale.
him in here.
I'm gonna call.
Bring him in, man. We have to settle this.
We have to settle this now.
I don't think I've ever met Josh. I'm trying to remember in person. I know he was at like Surfo a few times, but I'm not sure that I have ever got to speak to him. His Saber videos though on TikTok are cool.
I just learned that he was the false edge HEMA guy like 2 days ago. Like,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
he needs to pick up the phone.
No, he puts out some good looking exchanges.
Oh my god. Please answer the phone, Josh. I hope he watches this after. So I did do a podcast with Arcadia on Facebook, Johannes Brun.
Okay, you already did one with him.
Yeah, I did one with him, which was hilarious because we've been beefing for like a year already. he saw like
You
he
said
saw
beefing.
one of
You guys
my
mean you've been like passive aggressive to each other on Facebook, right? Like,
well, not even that. Like that was the first time it was on Facebook. So originally it was on YouTube. He saw my Raleigh video out the blue, and he was like, "Oh my god, bro, you got thrusted on the way into that grapple." It was the one against me and Steven. And
true,
I
but I
was
mean,
like,
yeah.
"All right, tough shit." I threw him. Like I don't know what to tell you. I didn't feel a
Um,
thrust. The
yeah, that's
judges
like
didn't call a
really
thrust.
the director's job. You might not have felt it, but yeah, I don't. I think he's where does he fence? He's like up north somewhere, right?
Minnesota.
Yeah, so wait, but say I've never seen him in an event or whatever, but I some of his videos or whatever. He's got pretty clean longsword. Like
Yeah,
so the
I
guy
mean,
seems like he knows what he's doing.
yeah. I'm gonna have him on again, and we're actually gonna talk real fencing because I don't think he thinks I can fence. I think he thinks I'm like just garbage, which I'm fine
Well, I
with.
mean, get him together and fence with him. But I mean, I don't know. He might like he's been fencing longer than you. I mean, he probably does know more about like HEMA
Oh yeah,
longsword.
definitely.
Which I know that you've been in swords or whatever for a long time, but I think he's like specialized
I haven't been in
longsword
tournaments
for a while.
though. That's my thing is I've trained since I was so young, but I didn't hit the scene till 2 years ago. You know, so
Yeah, the tournaments matter a lot. Like I think it like for every hour of fencing I get in a competition, it's like worth 5 hours of or more of practice, and it improves my practice.
oh yeah,
The kind
110%.
of styles that
I have
I
class
work
days that
on.
are just sparring days because I'll teach everyone the cheesy
Yeah,
shit, and then it's like, all right, you guys are like really fucking good now, fight. And so we had Sean come through Thursday, and I had a handful of students that haven't fought Sean, haven't met Sean. I was like, beat the shit out of Sean, come on, like that's why he came. Come on,
sure.
let's beat the shit. We're sparring today. Today I had a new helmet. We're sparring today. But even before then, I was like, all right, let's go over this defense from Dente first. And this will be like the one thing we focus on, and we'll have a few options off of it throughout the day that you can play with. And they hit it in practice, and I'm like, cool, did my job. You know what I mean? And some days I'll have, I'll get stoned and do a lecture, which is hilarious. But I'll get on the board, right, and I'll just start fucking going, and that's really good when you have new students come in. I encourage everyone, and I got this from you, was to bring a notebook. Like you told me whenever I went and trained with you guys down in Savannah, you're like, you should keep a journal and journal all your tournament
Oh,
stuff,
sure.
yada yada. And I was like, well, what if I just like ran a lecture and had them bring a notebook? So I've encouraged them to do that with tournaments. I've encouraged them to do that for lectures. For Midlands, I encouraged everyone to bring out pen and paper. Whether or not they do, it's up to them. You know, it's not like it's fucking college, so you don't have to. But
Yeah, I stole that idea. That was like a Christian Rokinen seminar at like Long Point one year, and it was kind of like a side point he made. I try to like brain dump after every tournament. I think it's really important in the beginning because so you have like we talked about Daniels like could like fillet me with a longsword, but a lot of like your success at a competition is like able to dial in to the right like there's like a mix of like do I need to be like super like keyed up and hyper, which I usually do, or do you want to be like more relaxed and technical,
yeah,
and like your stress level and all these different little variables about your like mental state. And I think you're writing this stuff down, you I don't know, it feels like a
give
therapist
me
or something, but
one
like
second.
you
The
like
dogs are going
yeah, yeah,
ape
yeah.
shit real quick. Hold on.
Hey, you're good. Like
Fucking.
some anyway, I think brain dumping like after tournaments, like you dial in those like you figure out where you need to be, and then you get good at like putting yourself back there so you can compete optimally.
Yeah,
It's important. It's
it
good
helped
that
me
it's cool
out.
that you're doing that.
But I mean,
I
there
think
was
it's good.
something particularly brain. I can't speak, but particularly you told me write everything, and it was like what you ate, how you're feeling, nerves, etc. And so it ended
Yeah,
up
yeah, yeah.
you ended up teaching me just how to journal, and I was like, oh wow.
It's
So
like
I'll keep my journal in the dojang and I'll keep it open for students to read, and it's just like, hey, if you're going through something, you're not alone. And I try to keep it couth in there, but like after Florida, that entry was
okay,
fucking
that's
wild.
interesting because no one sees mine, you know, like so I can give myself permission to be like sociopath, like what, you know, this is I don't ever have to worry about an audience, you know. It's just hopefully just the truth. But
I'm pretty honest,
yeah,
dude.
it's I know a bunch of jujitsu guys do that. It's yeah, I think it's great to keep a training journal. A lot of times too, like stopping and think about it, like you'll feel like you like practiced a lot more or you did a lot more than you did, but when you sit there and like actually account for it, you're like, I got 15 minutes of sparring in and doubled the whole time, you know, and
I doubled the whole time and I suck. The end.
right, right.
Yeah, no, I don't. So I won't do like practices. I mean, I make so many videos too that I feel like I don't need the journal as much. Uh,
Sure.
but after a few events, maybe I'll open it up in 3 months and journal what happened that 3 months. And a lot of it's mental state. A lot of it's like, so I had this like shitty breakup with this chick a while back, and so there's some of that stuff in there too, and it definitely affected like how I was going into like judo state comp, and I was a wreck,
Mm.
and I was like crying and fucking screaming on the way to the tournament, like "Argh!" Like fucking
It's
pissed
probably not a
off.
good mindset. Yeah.
Nothing like a good breakup to put you into an 80s training montage, dude. And hey, that's another thing about Midlands is like you're going to walk into this gym and you're going to be like, "Oh my god, are we in fucking Rocky?" Like I love the
Sure.
Warrior
Yeah, that
Warehouse.
was like are we going back to your gym this year or like was that the
Yeah,
plan?
it's going to be at the Warrior Warehouse this year, and it's going to be hot in there, forewarning. Um
That was the worst smelling tournament I've ever been to, and I've been to some stank fucking tournaments. Like that was it was just like that room and the ventilation and the gear, and I think you had like S that day or whatever, so you were shitting on yourself,
I did have
and
gas that day. Yeah, I did. I
that was
always
the
have gas.
combination, man.
Must have ate
That was
Taco Bell.
a very, very, very stank ass tournament. You know, it's just like continuous fencing too. Like, I mean, people were like sweating, you know.
Josh Dale
But it was
sent a
good.
voice message.
Are you
Bro,
playing
I
it or
can't
are we,
today. I
is
just
it
got off work and I'm fitting to go to the fucking fair and eat funnel cake and a burger.
You could be on Sword and Board with Marshall Strong, and we could make fun of you for not having Food Lion, Bojangles, or Cookout.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Funnel cake sounds good.
Funnel cake does sound good. Oh, fuck. Okay, we derailed a
Man,
little. But yeah, no. No, I mean, yeah, yeah, that was a stank tournament. I gotta admit, that was I am crazy for holding it up in there, and I don't know why anyone let me do that, but it was fun. Even I mean,
you know,
like
it's your first
everyone left.
tournament. Dude, people are just happy somebody's running a tournament. I think that like
Yeah,
event organizers really get stressed that things don't go perfect or whatever, but like average person like me who's not putting in the work to do a tournament, like I'm just glad there's somewhere to go and do HEMA for the weekend and see people, so
we had a
it's all
fella
good.
get red carded, and he said it was the best tournament he ever been to. So,
Ooh,
fucking John Haley.
Ash got red carded too, and I think it was the best one he had been to because it was his
Yeah,
first one.
yeah. Everyone left pretty happy. And I got all my event feedback there at the venue, pretty much. So I sent out the feedback form, and no one fucking filled it out.
It was informal. I think we all just kind of like talked in the parking. I know it was a very informal event, but it was also like well organized too. So,
It
and that I
was
don't that maybe sounds like a
surprisingly,
contradiction, but it was you know, like I knew where to be and I needed to be there. But
yeah,
it definitely felt like a laid back.
yeah. I run it like an H&B ring. So longsword's going to be 7 hours long this year, considering 32 participants. And then
Just
combat
don't do the
longsword's going
damn.
to be
Are
the
you still
main.
you're still doing the 2 minute like if you tie, you do a whole nother match?
Maybe.
Damn, dude, that was rough. I mean, it kind of made the tournament that year. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie,
a lot of people
because
that
it
I
was
talked to about it loved it. and they were like, "This is an endurance test, and we like it." And I mean, the dudes that came in trained so hard for it, and they were already ready for it or whatever. I'm really hoping that some of the Atlanta historical fencing guys come. They would love it. Like they would 110% fucking, and they would slaughter too. That's the best part is they would come and they would fucking kick ass. Uh,
Yeah, I think Skunk Guys would be good. I think that trio would like it a lot.
yeah.
There.
Paul, Chris, and Billy. Um, I would love to have them at Midlands. I want to put them on a card fight so bad, like so bad. I'll fucking put me and Ash on a card fight if Ash will agree to it. Fucking
Sorry, did you explain what a card fight was again? Say it again.
So basically just 1v1s.
I derailed you to talk about Pokemon cards last time we did
Yeah.
this.
So what we're gonna do is it's gonna be like like if you were watching UFC and you paid for the pay per view. I'm not doing a pay per view, but there's gonna be a main fight, right? And that's gonna be fight of the night. But there's gonna be a bunch of other fights that happen before it, right? So like whichever one. So I'm at to pick who the main fight's gonna be. But that's gonna depend on who signs up and who gets paired up with who. You know what I mean? But like if I see like two mad lads, then they're gonna be.
You just get like a super fight. You just get like one fight you're matched up for. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, pretty much. But if like 4 people are in the same weight category, it's just a big finals match. You know what I mean? They might run a pool real quick, and then it'll be like, all right, these dudes are fighting for third, these dudes are fighting for first and second, and that'll be that. There's no placements like last year. I think some people were kind of upset that it was like no ranking. It was just first, second, and third, but it's like you didn't win. I'm not trying to do all that math. Like I ran the whole thing damn near. The only help I had was on the pools. I didn't make the pools. I had a Bohart guy make the pools. Larry made the pools from Palmetto Knights.
People like to do that sort of thing to like track their progress, but like in between different competitions, it's just apples and oranges or whatever. So I never really got the appeal of being like, oh, I got 17th place or whatever. I'm like either I medaled or I didn't, I guess, and like I try to win all your matches. I guess I care more about wins and losses across the tournament than I do place.
There's no way in hell
Who I
I
beat,
can put
right?
it on scorecard efficiently.
Right.
So,
No, it's too weird. You wouldn't want to do that. It's too much of like an experiment, I think.
yeah.
For now, like maybe one day when you get it dialed in how you like it, we'll get Wizard.
Oh hell yeah, dude. We are gonna put short shorts open on scorecard. It's already on there.
Yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Oh, so are you doing like a rated tournament?
Yeah, short shorts open is a rated tournament.
Please.
Yeah, dude.
Dude, no, I'm definitely not coming.
Yeah, no, I don't know,
No,
dude. You gotta come
I'm gonna come
protest.
to it.
Bubble wrap.
Yeah,
Man.
well, I'm damn sure not showing any skin when I get there.
I don't know. I'm surprised they let it on scorecard. The dude responded in like 20 seconds to my fucking email.
I think if you follow the criteria, like, and it's got to be legitimately competitive. It can't be like just an interclub tournament. I mean, if it's you might have goofy shorts on or some shit, but if the matches are still competitive matches where I don't see why you couldn't rate that.
Yeah, I mean, I have to
I
count
mean, again,
every
the point is that
exchange.
shorts don't matter. So, I mean, it's just HEMA and shorts.
I have people that said they want to come and help, and it's the most affordable HEMA tournament ever. It's $15. You show up.
15. Okay.
It's 15.
I might come then.
It's $15, and all you do is show up, and I give you a custom patch made of my shorts, and you wait for your name to be drawn out of a hat. That's it. That's the whole fucking thing. And depending on how many people, depends on how we run finals. But it's pretty much going to be like till we have 4 names left. Like, those 4 names are duking it out for first, second, and third. And the prizes are like shit I picked up at the pumpkin market. Say that again?
You're pulling names out of a hat, and then, like, if you lose, you're out. Is that how the elims work? Is that where you're...
Pretty much. It's going to be SEA style in a way. I'm going to get a goofy ass hat. I'm going to get a fucking hat this long, so I got to reach my whole arm to pull them. Nah. I don't know for sure, but yeah, it's going to be a hat draw. I might do like a dice roll for like if it lands on a certain number. Thigh shots are an epon.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Just something fun. Jess from Swordwind said she's coming and she's gonna bring me some Coca-Cola, and I'm pretty happy about that. That's all I care about. Honestly, that's the highlight of the event right there. Is Coca-Cola.
You know that I noticed it the other day. Actually, this morning I was at the gas station down the road from my. I go there almost every morning to get an energy drink. I noticed that they had Coca-Cola for sale at the gas station, which is interesting because I could go buy it anytime I wanted. You got somebody bringing you some, right? Is that how you get your
Yeah, yeah.
Coke?
I mean, I can go buy a Coke, but it's like if you're gonna bring me
Mm.
Coca-Cola, I'm a Coca-Cola whore.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Got it. All right.
I'm all for it. I was like, surprise me with a flavor, and I'm just looking forward to like September 28th.
Flavor.
That's kind of it. Uh, but yeah, no, I'm like as lax as short shorts open is. Um, honestly, I think I'm more proud of that than Midlands right now. It's fucking sick. You know what I mean? It's like show up, have a good time. It's very much, and I know we talked about this before. I mean, you were at Hot Sword Summer with that VHS camera. Um, we treat it like skate culture in a way. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And that's really a beautiful fucking thing because it's just like those dudes just show up wherever for a contest and do. They just
Yeah,
go.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's my like, I guess my nature or something. But yeah, I kind of like the more relaxed vibe for like you want big prestige tournaments where everything's really buttoned up and looks professional,
Yeah.
and like you want those out there because those are like how HEMA grows. But it's good. It's a good thing to have like smaller, fun tournaments where
Yeah.
it's not so over the top serious. I think that's we should keep that
HEMA Street
HEMA,
Beefs.
like before I got into HEMA, like earlier HEMA, like it's always had this kind of like dorky, intimate, like friends hanging out vibe or whatever. And I think being a little bush league sometimes, we're gonna have a shorts tournament where it's not so serious is good. It's
Or even
fun.
with
It's good.
Midlands, like I wanted Midlands to be fucking stupid. It was called Midlands Madness, you know, and that wasn't even like the original name. I don't remember what the original name was, but it was like Blaze of Glory, and it was gonna be a weed tournament. If I had it my way, if I had it my way, it was. I'm always gonna run it on 420, but
Let's say because it was on 420. Yeah,
yeah, like
it's
the last day is 420 on this one, and I'm always gonna try to run it around or on 420, uh, simply for the meme. But yeah, I mean, originally I talked to my buddy in Australia, Colin Campbell, a big bowhurt guy, like probably the best in the world at bowhurt. And I was like, dude, I need a tournament name right now. You're the weed god. Can you tell me? And he was like, Blaze of Glory. And I was like, done, deal, like sold. And he's like, all right, have fun. And I was like, cool. But then I let my club vote on it, and they're like Midlands Madness, and I was like, all right, I can live with that.
Midlands Madness is a good name if you want to turn it into like a bigger tournament one day. That's like that leaves the door open for it to be like a more like just serious, super
Yeah.
professional event.
It's
Uh,
very it's a very gorgeous logo. I have to shout out Will for
yeah,
making
yep,
the logo.
right.
The patches, wonderful. Fucking absolutely the best patches you can get is at Midlands Madness, right? We're gonna change them up every year so you don't get stuck with like a patch and an adornment with it. You get a new patch
Right
each
on.
year with a different logo. It's gonna be. I mean, it's like the same
Okay.
logo but changed up. Like this year, it's white, red, and black. Last year, it was blue, gold, and black. Yeah, it was blue, gold, and black last year. So yeah, this year I'm just looking forward to like new fucking logo. Combat long, excuse me, fuck. Combat longsword's gonna look sick. And I don't know if we're doing ringing or not. Like we can do ringing, we'll probably do ringing, but I wanted to bring in a Sambo guy to just run Sambo rules as a ringing tournament. I feel like it would work out.
There's some rules. Dumbo's like you can like I mean I've watched like highlights but I don't know the rules. So it's like judo with a degree of like ground and pound I think, and you can kind of box a little bit standing. Is that the
That's combat Sambo. That's where
that's
I got
Dumbo?
combat
Yeah, okay.
longsword from. I was like, we got longsword, we
Got it,
don't have a
got it. So
combat
what is
longsword.
what is standard sambo? Is just basically judo with shorts on.
It's like judo with shorts on and you can leg
It's the
grab.
same, right?
I'm pretty sure you win the whole
Yeah.
thing if you throw them and stay standing still, or it's at least a lot of points.
Mm,
Pins are worth a lot. I think you get leg locks allowed, like certain ones. I don't know if ankles are, but like I know a knee bar probably is. I'm not the guy to ask right now. It's been forever since I looked at or done Sambo. But I went to a Sambo clinic. Benjamin Rothrock was hosting, and I went and trained the 2 hours I trained, and I was like looking at the ringing rule set for Surfo, and I was like, just do fucking Sambo. Like, just do Sambo. Like, yeah, you're gonna be adding a lot more groundwork with Sambo.
That's not ringing though. So
Yeah,
I
that's
think
not
that kind of
ringing.
goes back to like the armbar thing. Like I think your goals might be a little different. Like Keith is like trying to see people recreate the techniques out of like ringing, right? Like we want to see that like Arswald stuff. And so if you have people like legging, like or dropping their knee to the ground and on a single leg and then like punching the guy in the face, it's like it's cool. That guy's a badass, but he has no incentive to go and practice recreate ringing.
Yeah,
And that's for me, that's like the goal, right? Like I want to see the picture from the manuscript. Like I want to see a context created where things come to life and we understand how people had to train to do those and it's one everybody that does HEMA knows this. Like you look at the picture and it looks easy in the picture, but in the context of like having a resisting opponent, like pulling that same stuff off in sparring, you learn so much getting to like the level to where you can do a lot of those techniques, all these little details that they just never had time for in the
yeah,
manuscript, and like we need that, and so I Surfo's ringing tournament was like the best ringing tournament ever, and I did long points every year, and like Tim Hall ran that, and Tim Hall was a killer. Like he was never thrown a
yeah.
single time in ringing. Like go look up his swordfish like finals. Like he just runs a demo on some guy because Europeans can't wrestle, and Tim Hall is just like some guy that wrestled pretty well. I think in high school. I don't think he was collegiate, but he just was like a good high school wrestler, and like nobody could throw him.
See, that's the
Um,
thing. Is like,
he ran a great tournament, but Surfo was like I think even better in my opinion
yeah. So I
because there's a lot of good wrestlers in here.
we ran Surfo rules for Midlands last year. We might do it again.
Mhm.
I would just like to have someone who's better educated on the rules to run that if we do it. So that's why I consider doing
Help
Sambo,
with it.
because it's like I got a Sambo dude that could come do it, and it would just
If you help me get the maps down, I'll bring him, like I said. But I don't mind helping run ringing. But the thing that I wanted to tweak always from Surfo, the one thing I don't really love about it is, and it was an advantage for me, is that he allowed a degree of scrambling on the ground to get a dominant position. So like if
yeah,
judo, like if we throw to the side, like we can keep working. And if I could reversal and end up on top, I just get the flat out throw. And
yep. That
people in
happened a
HEMA,
decent
even
bit
people,
at Midlands, a decent bit.
you could basically like if you did jujitsu at all, like you've got that ground balance, you could just like people throw you and you just continue to roll and end up on top because nobody in HEMA spending enough time on the ground. Because it's not like a real HEMA skill set. Like none of the manuscripts show how to like
Yeah,
Talhofer shows some semi mounts, I guess, but like for the most part, ring and stuff is about how to throw the guy. It's more like for like Gorin. Have you ever looked at Gorin? Brittany and France. It's like basically
nah,
ringing that never died out.
okay,
They still wear the same like, and your goal is to score like the lamb. Like I think it's basically an ippon. You're trying to throw the guy and stay standing, and he ends up on his back, I believe.
yeah.
You don't have to stay standing, but anyway, um, so I think the scramble, like it was just like too easy for me to sort of cheat and end up on top, even though like the other guy legitimately threw me, and like just no penalty, I'd end up on top.
That's how I felt
It's the
at
same thing.
the
Like
judo competition. And maybe it's because they changed the rules so much, but at the judo comp, I pulled guard. Like I straight pulled guard in a judo comp, which I should have just got epawned. Uh, but I would,
can you do that? Like
yeah, I would wait for a kid to throw me, sit on my butt, and butterfly sweep him, and get on top.
right on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
just it's corny as fuck. But I mean, I rolled under a kid's legs and fucking his dumb ass fucking like came back, and I had reached out like this to get a grip, and before I could do it, this kid fucking runs into my hand, and so like he ends up in my guard, and by the end of it, I get a triangle, and then I armbar him, and then I look at the scoreboard and it says no arm bars, and I go, well, fuck, at least I had a triangle, right? And I was
Did
like, did
you
you see
finish
the
triangle?
triangle? And they're like, yeah, but he tapped to the arm bar, and then there was like one where this kid got a Wazari, and then I choked him out while he was doing the Wazari, and they called the Wazari while he tapped out. So it's like, who the fuck won? Because I could have choked this kid the fuck out. I don't know. It's one of those things where I see Ringen, and I understand that it's like HEMA's looking for HEMA, but this is kind of a thing. Me. This is mainly Dan's thing, but I'll talk about it every now and then. Is like good martial is universal. If your system has something very unique to it that no other system has in terms of like unarmed combat specifically, and you can't find anything else that matches up or a specific reason why they're doing it, then it probably sucks.
But I'd push back on that and say that like Ringen representation of like sport wrestling, right? Like, I mean, Fiore, like every martial artist since the beginning of time, it's like their marketing is like, this is martial arts for the streets to kill people. It's not for sport. But like, ring and tournaments are a simulation, I think, of like traditional German or European like sport wrestling as it would have probably existed in like every little town in
Yeah.
Europe with slightly different rule sets. But so much of it is cultural. Like it's not, they're not trying to kill each other. They have there's a game of baseball they're being played. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like if you look at like real competitive jiu-jitsu now, of course, like, you know, Craig Jones could kill you. A lot of the techniques he's using aren't necessarily advisable in pure self-defense. He's just like moved so far beyond that that they've you know, it's become a sport, and ringing is a sport,
Yeah.
not a fight to the death, right? And so if you're playing like baseball, you don't go like, well, there needs to be a more effective way to kill people
You
in
don't get a
baseball. You just
touchdown in
play baseball.
baseball. Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Right,
I
right.
get what you mean.
So that's my take.
I think maybe I'm trying to bridge a gap between West and East martial arts, because there are a lot of similarities, and you see how highly popularized Eastern martial arts is. Shout out Ninja Turtles. But you know, I was having a couple conversations with like older folk, and they're like, "Yeah, I did martial arts because fucking Ninja Turtles, dude." And I was like, "Oh, sick," you know. But like looking at it, it's like I want to find something where anyone anywhere can come and play on this playing field and fight a rule set that's like martially valid. You know what I mean? And I think that's what I
I
want to
mean,
do with
why isn't
longsword
it?
combat longsword.
Why
If
aren't
someone
you just
shows up with a
running like
katana, I'll let them fight with a fucking katana. I don't give a fuck.
sure? So I mean, why aren't you just running like catch or something like that? Don't even call it like HEMA. Just
Oh
be like,
fuck
yeah,
yeah.
we have a. I mean, I'm just saying, like, but and so that's cool. But we do need like, uh, I think we do need like pure ring and tournaments. I'm not. You should do whatever you're willing to do because it's a
If
pain in
you
the
want to
ass to
help
run events,
me,
and I can run.
if you want to help me run ringing, I'll
You'll
run
let
a
me
straight ringing.
let me do it my way. Yeah,
I'll run a straight
yeah, yeah,
ringing
yeah.
if you help me out, because honestly, I don't want to do all that math. I can get the
I'll
pools
be
set
like a
up
loose
easy, but
qualified.
yeah, I could set up the pools and everything. I'll just run the rules for me, man. That's all I need, or find someone who
I'm happy
can.
to help direct. Sure,
Yeah, we'll figure
certainly
it
happy
out.
to direct.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll figure it out. Um, but yeah, no, we talking a lot of tournament shit. we keep kind of circling back to tournament shit. I mean, Southeast is really evolving when it comes to tournaments. And earlier you actually asked me about like how I felt about the force at Raleigh, and I want to talk on behalf of other people here. A lot of people didn't like how brutal Raleigh was. Brutal, quotation marks, because for some people they got hit too hard, some people got waffled, some people got bruised, and they're bitching about it, and they're like, oh, my arm is all fucked. And you know, I say bitching lightly. I understand that everyone saw the excessive force rule and showed up to a tournament and was like, oh, I'm gonna be all right, this should be like a HEMA tournament. And then they show up and then they get like low-key fucked up and they don't want to compete anymore because of it. And it was discouraging. There's a couple of people that came through and they were really upset towards the Raleigh organizers for like just not having a consistent judging basis. And because like you said earlier, director discretion, I didn't see excessive force called once. I didn't. And I saw
Sure,
dudes like Connor got his windpipe fucking crushed. You know what I mean?
that's not good. I mean, but was it from a thrust? Like,
It was from a thrust. Yeah, it was from a thrust. There was a waffle from a thrust, but there were some chops on an individual I won't say the name of, and that individual was pretty upset about it. And there was also just like judging inconsistencies on like how the judges interpreted the rules, which
You shouldn't have
kind
that,
of fucking
right?
sucked.
And first, like Triangle Sword Guild is probably more qualified to run. I mean,
Oh
they've been
yeah,
running
hundred
that
ten
tournament
percent.
where they know what they're doing. And so I would trust them to keep me safe 100%. But like, you want consistency with all your directors. I mean, that's like as much as you can get. It's a fact that different directors have a different personality, and it should be as close as possible. But again, I wasn't there, so maybe people were just getting like brained. I don't know, but I think
I
in general, a
personally,
lot
I
of the
was
things
fine.
that we consider to be excessive probably aren't. They're probably more comfort issues than safety issues, and I'm more concerned with safety issues.
That's what I
Practice
was
is
thinking in
different.
the back of my head was like these are comfort issues.
Yeah, like these are bruises. Obviously, it's not cool for somebody to like not be able to like get up and work on Monday or whatever. Like it's an amateur sport. It's not
Yeah.
certainly not cool to like break bones. Like I really don't like hard head hits, especially like hard late after blows and stuff like that. But
Oh
I just
yeah.
kind of like with bruises, to a reasonable degree. I think people kind of just need to like get over it a little bit. Maybe not in like tier C beginner tournaments, but I think as you work higher in the competition, maybe it should just be like a little bit less walking on eggshells, which it kind of is. Like if you're at Surfo and like it's an incredibly safe tournament, and at a good level of force, but like if you're in tier A and like it's pretty. You still get a lot of people in your pools that like are trying tier A, but they're not super competitive there yet. And you can get carded down there, but as you get closer towards the end of the tournament, they usually let you get away with a little bit more. And I think that's not a bad approach, but it relies on somebody like Keith, like has seen enough HEMA, like knows the participants to kind of like know when to let it go and um, you know when we have to be more cautious. It's hard to like codify that, I guess. You basically have to have a Keith.
Yeah. I need to I need to get with him, work with him some. What's funny is I talked to Billy after Raleigh, after the short shorts thing. He said he said Keith face palmed so hard. So
That's what
hard.
I was gonna say. Keith's response to the whole thing was literally the best or whatever because it's like everybody's getting bent out of shape. It's not that serious on either side. It was just like a slow week of HEMA drama that we're
Yeah.
literally fighting about shorts. Like he had some post, like a quote from like a primary source from like 16th century. I don't remember what it was or what the quote was, but it basically translated to like face palm, like put your fucking shorts on, Bo. But like it was like, but it was it wasn't like it wasn't about safety. It was like I said, it was a quote from a primary source, but it was just like you said, deep sigh. Fuck, just put your fucking pants on, dude.
Yeah, no, it's
Which I
fucking
think
great.
it's not a bad take, really. Like, but
No, it
that
was
cracked me up. Like there's no like you really had to like both be on the internet too much to know that there was this drama going on and like
yeah.
read his
I was on
see what he was
Facebook
doing. It
for
was
the whole week,
backing
man.
up, dude.
It was on Facebook the whole week, dude. I was loving it. I was killing it. I've seen just about every fucking response about it, and there's still some shit I didn't see. You know who did love it? Bohurt loved it. Yeah,
Like,
Bohurt loved it. All my Bohurt people, because like when I did Bohurt when I was younger, I met a lot of people. We run the national qualifier in Clemson, South Carolina, Carolina Carnage. Um, and Palmetto Knights was always running that. Always, they will be this year or next year. And so I growing up, I marshaled H&B, and I met a lot of people. So they ended up catching wind of it because I shared it, and they were like, "Oh my God, is that Bo?" They were like, "Holy shit, never changed, dude. This is great." It was beautiful. Oh man, like you told me, HEMA drama is very weekly. I'm already seeing new HEMA drama. It's fucking great.
it's gone. Like we'll bitch about roll tips or something soon, scooping people, or like there'll be some right away thing. I mean, these things work in circles. It's
Yeah,
just
something Shad did.
short we're in retrograde that week, so that's what we had to fight about.
Yeah. It's so funny. I never thought that, and I also like when I got into it, I wasn't big into the community till I hit tournaments. But Now that I'm in the community more and I see like what kind of drama goes on in HEMA, it's so much more chill than Bohurt drama. Like I love it so much. It's so much like Bohurt drama is funny, but like there's a lot of serious drama in Bohurt versus like HEMA's the funniest shit you've ever seen.
Hema drama. At the end of the day, everybody always gets along. Like there's, it's like it's just never that serious. It's like pro wrestling or something like that. Like we all get together and like bitch at each other on the internet, but then everybody's cool.
Yeah.
And it's just I don't. It's just a way to pass time.
Well, it's like
Something I don't know.
Josh Dale posted the fucking original like oh my god like the one time I post on TikTok this motherfucker finds it right and he posts about it and
No, that guy's on the internet, dude.
yeah it is just like now we're chill in the DMs like like we're cool and
I don't know,
it is what it
dude.
is but apparently like real someone told me real friendships got ended over my butt cheeks so like
It's like that's weird. Like what is this
yeah
civil war over the
there's a
like?
did I start a HEMA civil war over short shorts dude?
I can't imagine it. Like that was. I usually don't get real serious about any of these, but like the shorts thing was so funny. I feel like I was that kept me on Facebook, man. I was having fun with it just because it was so fucking stupid.
It
Um,
was
and not serious. It was like it was like apparently not serious. It was like something you could get mixed up in and shoot the shit, and it just like end of the day it can't matter because we're fighting about shorts.
yeah, no, the memes were great out of it. Everything was fucking beautiful. I enjoyed it so much. I kind of want to make it out to either a northern or mid-eastern West Coast tournament now. After seeing and talking to everybody.
I saw Nashville was putting one on. I saw that earlier, like in October. I think it's in
Okay.
Kentucky, but I think it's Brindley's tournament. I'm gonna check them out maybe.
Yeah, if you go, let me know how it is. I would love to go, but October's packed. I have to do something today for the collective dojang, like for the whole studio. So I stay busy as fuck these days, but I do want to schedule up, especially next tournament season. I want to. I'm gonna fix my mic. I want to. I want to do like a full scoop. You know, like I want to go and I want to travel. I want to see how shit goes, but I'm gonna take a little while just to kind of grow the club locally and keep things consistent because I don't want to keep calling off Saturdays because we're gone. You know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, to each his own. Like, I never feel bad about going to a tournament because I've like you learn so much you're gonna bring back to your club then, and like
Yeah. True. True.
the more you
True.
compete, the better you're gonna get. Like, so really, I think do your club a service if you get out there and compete.
Yeah.
And
And
like I don't know, like you're as young and fast as you're gonna be. Like I mean, you can keep doing competitive HEMA for a long time. I'm pretty old, but
yeah.
it's fun. It's fun when you're faster. You'll
It
slow
is.
down.
Yeah, it's fun
You'll
when
have to be tricky,
you're
but
young. But I mean, like I do want to be busy traveling. I just gotta bulk up where we are locally first a little more because I'm doing this full time now. Um, Quit the old job now. I help run the family business and just Shafa. So trying to bulk things up and run it as a business is like the biggest challenge right now. But
sure.
we're going pretty fucking strong with it. I gotta say, uh, we're absolutely slaughtering shit. So I'm absolutely happy with where we're at. But I'm never content. You know, like I'm always like more, more. You know.
It's a good thing that you guys have like I mean, I'd like to see more like brick and mortar schools, and there's a handful of people in America that have pulled that off, like Schober and Keith and different people, and that's like we don't have that luxury in Savannah. Like I run it as a club, and it's like I won't let it become a job because it's got to be my like relaxation time. But
Yeah.
like that's where this goes. Like we want more brick and mortar HEMA schools, Jacksonville. Like uh, a lot gets done in these places where like you can leave gear there and like you build a community around it. It's
Yeah. Being
hope
able
you
to
guys keep doing well.
put loaner gear in a cabinet and have other people teach while I'm gone in Florida, right? That's awesome to have. But then, like, a local
Sure.
tournament gets thrown on and then we're all gone. You know, sometimes we pick up people that don't want to go and compete. Some people, and a lot of them, I end up kind of sending towards my instructor's way. I kind of send them towards Dan just because it's kind of more Dan's thing. Um, But I'll send him towards Dan because Dan will just teach and that's it. You know, he doesn't do the competitive scene anymore. He he competed all through his youth. He's kind of sick of it. He's like, all right, I'm done. You know, um, of course he did karate and stuff like that. But he when in the early days of Arma, he especially was getting into historical European martial arts. If you have a minute or an hour and a half rather to watch JD's recent podcast with him, I would. It's really good. He talks about
Yeah.
Gaston a good bit. Um, but I'll send people like that towards him. But you know, I still have like people that want to learn sword and dagger, and Connor teaches sword and dagger. I'm probably going to end up going to more events than Connor can, given his work. Uh, and that's just kind of the difference too. And I'm, you know, especially where I'm at now, working on like being able to pay him for his time is something I want to do too. So like being a proper business, writing that motherfucker a 1099 at the end of the year, you know, that's gonna be sick.
Like, I'm lucky if I remember to collect dues from like 70% of the people in our club in a month. I'm just like, fuck it, dude. Show up. I just want people to fence with. Just
That
come
is
fight me, you know?
that is a little bit of a struggle sometimes. I pretty much just use PayPal, look at it real hard, and go, all right, who owes me this month? I look at it like twice a month, and I'm like, all right, the books are looking like this. Pay your dues, and you know, I never have really any issue with that. I keep people's like prepaid on the board. You know, I'm just like, all right, check off your fucking tally because some
There's a
people
lot of
pay like
ways to do
flash.
it that are better than I do it. Because the way that I do it is like, pay me if you remember. You know, like
Yeah, I used to be
I'm
that way.
pretty disorganized with it.
Yeah, and I have
But
a
you know, it's like, we don't rent a facility anymore, so it's like the costs are so low. Like I really just need enough to like um cover loaner gear and
1 minute. My dad's
I
calling.
don't know. Get him on the podcast.
You doing your podcast?
Yeah, you're on it. What's up?
Nothing. I'm gone.
What? You're gone?
Call me back when you get finished.
No, you're on it now. What's up?
Nothing's up.
Why'd you call me?
I don't want to talk about it on your podcast.
All right, hold on, I'll mute the mic.
Whatever.
All right, all right. I love you, Dad.
Bye.
Bye. He's fed up with my
Hey,
shit.
hold on.
He's fed up. He's
Hold on.
like, I want to say it on
Here's
podcast. What'd you grab out
hey,
the
hey, Dad.
safe?
I'm on a podcast. I was gonna call you back, but the other guy who's like I'm talking to, his dad just called him, so I figured it was fair game for me to pick up the phone. Yeah, sorry, he wasn't talking about like guns or anything, so
Oh
I
man. We
figured
should
we
just
just
do
take that one off.
historical European gun arts. We should get airsoft pistols and just do quick draws. Fuck it.
Add it to combat longsword. Fuck it.
Add it to yeah, combat
We
longsword.
already got arm bars. Let's just have guns, dude. Like
22s
you
only.
know,
22s only. that would
you,
smack.
like you said it, dude. Like martial arts is universal, dude. If your HEMA can't
If
care
you
of a guy with a pistol,
if you can't parry a 22, you're a bitch. If you
right? Then
can't
what do you?
cut a 22 pulling it in half, you suck at EVA, dude. Like, I'll absolutely run a 22 tournament. What was the idea last night?
What do you need? Is that like is 22? Do you think that's like 350 Newton, or do you need 800 Newton to
Uh
protect from that?
only about 100, honestly. only,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
only about
Unless he's
100.
past 20 feet, you know, like yeah,
Now
the
it doesn't stop the concussive force. So, like the concussive force, we can't do anything about that. We got to get only Wakuzi Cobras. You know, it's funny. Back in the day, Clay had a Bohurt helmet, and it was built, dude. This was a built fucking helmet. This motherfucker shot it with a 22, and it just ricocheted off the goddamn
oh,
helmet.
no doubt, yeah.
And then he like slowly went up in caliber. The only thing that kind of fucked with it, I think, was like I don't want to speak for it, but I want to say a 38 was the only thing that like dented it.
Because I mean, the helmet's made to like deflect. I mean,
Yeah, he
doesn't
was
surprise
shooting
you,
it in a
yeah.
pretty flat spot, but like I was looking at that thing like, you know, like holy fucking shit! Like I can't believe you shot that fucking thing and it survived, and he still fought with it. There's other people that still fight in that helmet. I'm pretty sure, um, and his old armor for that matter. But the armor totally would have got fucked.
Gauge, do y'all usually wear an HMB?
I couldn't tell you gauge, but like on your limbs, anywhere around. So like for your head, you're looking around like 2.5 to 3 millimeter hardened on average. So the Russians are crazy. They get mild steel, and
Mhm.
every year they let their helmets turn to shit, and they just buy a new mild steel helmet and put their liner in it, or they just put the helmet over the helmet and like make a Franken helmet out of it.
Okay.
It's interesting.
Interesting.
I had a duals helmet, and it was, I think it was hardened steel, but it was 2.2 millimeter. Nah, not enough. Not enough in my opinion. It needed to be a little heavier. But I was
Well,
cool with
the
it.
cohort swords and stuff are like front weighted and super heavy and stuff like that, right? Like, I mean, because you're. I feel like when I see highlights, it's like usually like a guy holding somebody up against a fence, and his buddy comes up and like dead legs him with like an axe or something like that. Like the
That's
game is just
that,
kind of made
that's
on,
the
yeah.
game. Yeah, that's the game is you're trying to get five dudes to at least take a knee. If your knees on the ground, if you hit, all right. So like judo is the meta now. If you can judo with a pole axe, you're set. But you send fat guys on the
Sure.
rail to grab other fat guys, and then you beat the shit out of the fat guys, so they'll pain compliance take a knee. That's the whole
I,
game, and that runs from 5v5, 12v12, 16s, whatever. It runs all the way up to like 150 by the end of it. I mean, back in the day, Battle of the Nations was 150 versus 150, and it was like several countries versus several countries.
It's a lot going on. Yeah.
That's a shit ton going on. Imagine like having all the marshals on the field. Like I've been a marshal in the middle of a melee. Five people's enough. Five people sucks. Like you're trying to. I remember one time I almost got fucked up because I fucking took the rail and tried to go behind, and the dude just didn't move out my fucking way. Um, and the list at the time, we opened up new doors, so we made doors for the list that hung down a little lower than when where the rail stopped. Like ducking in and out the rails, whatever, but that door, I had to straight like dolphin dive under the fucking door, get my stick back, and go up under the rail to get back in the list just to fucking marshal. Uh, 150 people, I can only imagine how many marshals you need for that. Much less, I
I
haven't
can
seen any at
barely
all.
I can barely direct a HEMA match with like two guys. So yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
feel
dude.
you.
Yeah, no, it was rough. You'd have like three dudes on the field for 5v5s, and you have like six line marshals that are watching on the sides.
You ever watch the Viking stuff? Like the big
No.
Viking reenactment groups, like in Europe or whatever, that do the big they do big like field battles and stuff now. Like they have their own rules, like they wear open face like helmets and stuff, so you can't hit to the face, I guess, obviously. So it's they wear very light armor. It looks sketch, but apparently they have relatively few injuries. But I mean, it just seems like it's like hundreds of people doing a battle, and it's all like honor system, I guess.
That sounds like old school
Like
Bohurt.
FBA.
Um,
Okay.
we had a dude on PK who used to be Ukrainian, or he still is Ukrainian, but he used to live in Ukraine. And this is way before the war broke out. But his kit was a thick ass gambeson covered in chainmail. Same with his gauntlets. And Dragon Con one year, it's a dude's name. His name's Ivan. Ivan's a tough fucking cookie. One year Dragon Con, apparently Ivan asked for a band aid, which was like everyone was like, he asked for a band aid. Holy shit! This dude's finger was hanging off.
Okay.
like he had to go to the hospital, and then he like walked back to the event from the hospital and just was fine.
Put his finger back on.
Yeah, dude, he just
Interesting.
got that shit sewn back and was cool with it. Absolute mad lab, but that was like old school Bohurt. Did not have as much armor
Should have.
requirements.
He should have had his pants on.
Yeah, he should have had his pants on. Honestly, that's on him. I don't even know if that dude wears anything on his legs other than maybe like shins and knees. I haven't looked at his kit. Even his helmet's sketchy. Like he has an old school Bohurt kit, and they allowed two handed axes against that fucking like shit like
But he's
Gambison
probably been
chainmail
doing it
setup.
long enough. Like he's probably getting some like privilege or whatever, from being like known. Then I guess like
No one really knows
years. I
him.
don't. Oh really? Because it's like you used
Yeah,
to see like T's cool come to like Long Point and just be in like lacrosse gloves and stuff like that. And it's like,
yeah,
dude, you're gonna get your fingers broken. But like nobody. I mean, well, as T's like he knows the risk. Like
yeah.
and you'd never hit him in the hand because if you tried to, you're probably just taking one to the teeth from like super hard hitter. But
Yeah, he can only do so. He had like armor that would fit regular standards today, but he for demos he wears that same old kit and kicks ass. And he has like a gigantic tower shield and a fucking mace. Like that's it, like a ball mace, and he just goes out there and kicks ass. He'll use an axe too, one-handed with the shield. I think I've never seen him use a two-handed axe, but allegedly back in the day, that dude could take two-handed axe shots to the back like it was no one's business. I could be butchering this story completely. I haven't heard it in a long time. But yeah, old school bow hurt requirements for armor were fucked. Like these days, you have to have at least a brigandine. You know what I mean? And the actual requirements for HMB, which isn't a thing anymore. I don't know what it's called now. Bow hurt International maybe. The requirements are like you have to have a date and you have to have a time and a place, and you have to prove that it actually existed for your kit. So like if you plan out your
right,
kit, you
right.
got to be like, this guy wore it in this manual. Here's some museum replicas that state this was real.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like the whole thing with like the wolf rib helmets, which are like 3 fucking bars, 2 hidden bars, and a big one.
Mhm.
There's no existing wolf rib helmet that's lived in a museum or at all, from
Yeah,
what
that's
we
like
know.
SEA shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
But there are manuscripts in which they depict it on that top hinge. So it's like a bassinet faceplate, but it's just ribs.
so it's like a real loose thing, and people really want to wear it, so they found one half-ass justification, and yeah, I
Pretty
mean,
much.
it's fine,
You ever seen
you
like
gotta breathe.
yeah, I love looking at like botched manuscripts. Like Vadi's one of those. You ever see Vadi using the Force? Oh
What are
my
you talking
god.
about? I mean, a red body.
There's one play in the Vadi facsimile that Dan has printed out in the Dojang in a binder, and I don't know what's going on in it. There's probably a translation that might help with it. But one dude's sword is just like pointing out of his forehead.
Hmm.
That's it.
Yeah, I don't remember that play.
That's
Interesting.
it.
I have to
If
look up.
I'll have to take a picture of that and show you it one day. But like I've been
Every
seeing
Fury
that since
guy
I was
has
a
to go through
kid.
like a body kick. So.
Yeah, I've been seeing that page since I was a kid, and I still haven't figured it out because I
Okay.
haven't like bothered to like ask Dan to read it in Italian to me or like translate it. But like I'm looking at it, I'm just going like it looks like maybe that on that page specifically, it looks like maybe it looks like there's a sword that's like faded, and then there's like where that sword is, and I'm thinking like maybe he's trying to show an entry to something. I don't know. It's really fucked looking, but if next time I'm in the dojang, I'll take a picture of it and send it to you.
Send that to me. I'm curious. Yeah.
Maybe I can find
Yeah. I
it
don't know.
if I just look up
Little Jamie.
Filippo Vadi using the Force.
I
Oh
don't know if
my
that Google
god.
search is going to do what you think it is. Yeah.
Oh my god. That's the guards. No, I'm not gonna find it. Oh no, I found it. I found it. Holy shit. I found
Share your
it.
screen. Like,
Well, I have OBS running, so I'm just gonna send it to you. You see that?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Like, what the fuck is got? Like,
Interesting.
it looks like maybe a pommel strike, but he's got an underhook.
Yeah, I don't remember this play. I don't know. I kind of skipped over a lot of them that were like plagiarism of Fiore's plays, but
Nah, same.
yeah, that's interesting. I'd like to go look at that play. It's weird. I mean, I can see what you're saying, but like, why would you?
Yeah, it looks like they wrote.
Well, I
It
mean,
looks like they drew something and
he's
then
gotten
like
rid of a
erased it.
sword. Yeah, I mean, he's gotten rid of a sword, obviously, to do that like lower bind.
Maybe he
But
threw it
yeah,
in
I
the
guess that.
air.
What is the? I'm looking and see if I can read the text. I don't know. I'll look at that later. That's interesting.
Uh, Maybe
Body's
something
pretty
about
cool.
throwing them in the earth. I don't know. Maybe he
No,
threw up the
body's
sword and decided that he was gonna do something off of that. But the pictures in HEMA manuscripts kill me sometimes. Like the Bauman's fight book blowjob is like my favorite double leg ever.
sure. It's classic. Yeah.
I love that. I picked up that facsimile at Queens because they had they had the people who sell books. I forgot their name. Fuck, sorry y'all. They had the people selling books there, and I picked it up with the companion volume, like with the translation. And I'm only looking at it for the wrestling. The longsword hurts my fucking brain because if you look at the picture, one dude's like this, like the sword's here, but it's like I can't explain it, but like one hand's here and one hand's here, and it's like what the
The
fuck is going
manuscript looks
on?
like it was drawn by a child. Like that's like some of the shittier like art, but no, that's a cool book. Yeah, it's definitely like looks like it was drawn in crayon by like somebody's kid.
Yeah, no, and it's like three parts or whatever, wrote at different parts in history, like loosely the same time frame. But I mean, you like go through that book and then you're on a random new page and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Sure.
But I mean, it's got
You
some
were
good
what
wrestling
you would
stuff in it.
feel,
It's got some good wrestling in it.
you know. Okay, interesting. So have you gone through Arswald yet?
No, someone sent it to me, and I think I looked at the
Cheating.
pictures and went, oh my god, it's judo, and then like closed it.
Yeah, it's like cheating, dude. Like that's like you're like meta ringing, but no, it's a beautiful manuscript. I think that was illustrated by like Albert Durr. I think there's some of the plates.
I think
It's
I was
very sophisticated.
I was meaning to go through it with Sean. I haven't like talked to him heavy about it, but he mentioned it, and I was like, I should probably do that with him one day because Sean probably understands it well enough where he could be like, "This is what he's talking about." Because I'll look at it and go, "This is fucking
Pretty
Uchimata."
clear,
Like,
dude. It's pretty. Well, you're right. There basically are Uchimatas there. You have to play the game where like he's got a game in there that he basically says, "Hey, this is a little silly, but it's good training." Where like one guy to keep his foot in a hole,
Das
he can't
Grubelin.
take his foot out. He can't take his yeah, and the other guy's hopping on a foot.
We do that at the Upstate Ren Fair with Sword Carolina every year.
Okay, we do it. We used to do it when we practice ringing as well. I'd put one of those like athletic spots in the ground basically, and that'd be the
Yeah.
hole. And no, like it's good actually. It teaches you how to get those like leg entanglements that you do, like the fork. He calls it to set up throws. He does a lot of like leg throws from like kind of grapevine.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
position.
I
Yeah, it's
I noticed like actually just doing it that one year, the first year at Sword Carolina's Upstate Ren Fair tournament thing when we did Das Grubelin. The ring and jackets were just like tunics, so I felt bad because I tore Tom's off. I tore Tom's off immediately. Like as soon as I got a hold of Tom, I was like, I'm gonna shake this motherfucker around like it's judo, and then it just and he's like, damn, take me out to dinner first. But I'm sitting there and I'm like, fuck, man, this is breaking my brain because I'm trying to use that one leg up, maybe for like, I think now I would try just like hopping into Harai Goshi, but I would try.
just you hop and you get up to him, and then like you stabilize. You use that leg this up to like entangle their leg and like
Yeah,
fight from the fork is really what's intended to happen there.
I'm
But
not I'm not very used
you
to
can
just
pour
like
one off. So.
leg wrapping though. Like I've
Yeah,
done so much
that's that
judo.
manuscript.
I've done so much judo that it's
Yeah,
like you need to pop the bottom of the leg and throw them, but it does not apply if you've got one leg off the ground like that. So I need to play with some of the leg wrap stuff, but it can be a little risky. But yeah, the point system they used was pretty cool. It's like if you both fall, it's X points. If you throw the dude entirely, you're cool. And if you make the guy with his leg up plant, it's like a point or whatever. That was a really fun game. I enjoyed that a lot. Sean and Daniel enjoyed that a lot. I can't wait to do it again. It's gonna be lit. I know with Sword Carolina, Ashley and Tom, they want to run more tournaments again. So, and I know you've competed at their shit
yeah.
before, so that's gonna be a lot of fun.
Sword Carolina, or yeah, that was Stadium Steel was like, I used to do that every year. That was a great tournament.
Yeah, I watched a video of you. I think fight Catherine Kundia. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
So that was cool. That was the continuous fencing when they did. That was like the first tournament after COVID. It was really just like a get together. But yeah, that was fun. Cause she's like, she like kickbox and stuff. She tried to like do that like kickboxer leg sweep thing on me. And it's like, no, I'd like connected to the ground like I've wrestled, but
Yeah.
she was spirited. It was like the first match of the tournament too, and it's continuous fencing, and she wanted to push such a fucking pace. Fair enough, because she's probably in better shape than me. But that was exhausting.
she's a badass chick. I watch some of
Yeah,
her
she's
fights
cool.
sometimes. I'm just like, damn, you know.
Yeah, she's cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. Like, I don't know how much she's competing. Like, women's or URG, which it's mostly like I think we bundled most women's longsword just into URG now, but like it's gotten like a lot better, and there's like some really, really, really good competitors in that category. Like it's just I don't know, it's really fun to watch now. Um, and like I feel like back in the day was like they do like women's only, and then like the really competitive women would also compete kind of like in the open, but they were really trying more like in the but
Yeah.
the URG tournaments are becoming more prestigious, I guess, and there's some good people. There's also some really good fighters that would be in that category that like I just don't see anymore. Like Danny from Jacksonville was like horrific. Like she hit harder than like any of the dudes I know. Like I don't like she had this like Mike Tyson. There's like something about the way it was connected. She could just hit you really hard, and but she's a really 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 good fencer. Like I mean, I think you put her in any practice, any room in the country, and she's just like good fencers, and she's perfectly welcome and pushing people there.
Oh yeah.
And then like Catherine, I don't think is like competing much anymore. And like so, you've got like Ashley Hearn in Atlanta is really fun to watch, and she's really technical. But I'd love to see like those other people that we used to see that were really good.
Yeah.
URG would be phenomenal if we could get a few more of those people back as well.
I've never even witnessed it until recent, so I can only
Really,
imagine.
sure.
Yeah. It's gonna be it's gonna be interesting going forward here with HEMA. Like, I know you had the joke on the podcast with you and Wook, because I have the Shania with cross guards. You were like, yeah, you get a spot at the big kids table, and I'm like, I absolutely don't feel like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
need
yeah.
that spot. Like, I feel like I should still be at the kids table, dude. Like, holy shit.
No, those things are cool. I bought a couple of Shania the other day for me and Ash just to pick up like when it's hot as fuck outside and we want to like
Yeah,
go over like a grill really quick and don't get like fully dressed up or whatever. They're actually pretty useful.
yeah, dude. I need
Yeah.
to get more. I don't have enough. Actually, I have plenty. I just need
They,
more cross guard ones.
dude, honestly, yeah, I don't know how much you even need the cross guard for like put something on there, but I think I'm gonna start buying those for like my overflow beginner class stuff. Like I've got a bunch of old Penties, but damn, those like Shania are like
I'll trade
you
you.
can get the cheaper one for like yeah $40, $30 or whatever, and it's just a really cheap way to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, dude. Hey, let me know if you want to trade Penties for Shania. I've got an ass of Shania. I could use some Penties, dude.
My pennies are all like 10 years old and like blow in the wind. They're
Did you
plastic kind
ever
of loses its
the Zen Warrior? Did you ever see like the $15 Zen Warrior synthetic that they stopped making?
I don't think so. I mean, maybe like,
They were real
but I don't
floppy
remember. I mean, I know the
black.
cold steel one.
The cross guards would fly
You're
off.
talking about the Jugador, the black one that old SSG guys used to use.
Where do I get them?
Re- I don't. I mean, talk to like SSG's. I mean, but I hate those things. Why do you like it? Because they're cheap.
I grew up with them. Probably nostalgia. Probably nostalgia. We got a
Hey,
handful of them at the dojang, and even when I went back to when I got back into martial arts through PK when I was 16, Larry had a shit ton. So I like
I
those. I
hate
don't
those
know.
things, man.
You're a
They
hater,
they're too
dude.
light or something. Like I was fencing with somebody from Charleston. Like it was like when I first started HEMA. Like I didn't have like an instructor in town, so I would go up there work with JC Conway, who was all those guys
Yeah.
instructor. And I showed up and it was just like me and I don't know if you met Seth, but it was like me and Seth there that day. And the only like he didn't have the right gloves to use steel or penties. Even like I had a set of one or the other at the time, and so like we moved to those things, and it's just like a rapier. Like
Yeah.
it's too light. You just use it in one hand out in front of you. And they bounce around. I
You ever get hit?
very very very
You
bad.
ever get hit like really hard with one?
I don't know. Can you hit hard? I mean, yeah, I guess it's like getting hit really hard with
It's like a whip,
like a
dude.
pencil or
Dude,
something.
no,
Yeah, like it's
it's like straight up getting whipped, bro. They fly through the air, and you're like, ah. It's like getting hit with a shinai on the fleshy bits. It fucking sucks, but I enjoyed those back in the day. They were cool. The affordability of them is why I like them as practice swords.
Each his own. Yeah, I mean, I get they work well. I think for beginner classes, maybe.
If I can get a hold of them,
But
man, I wanna teach with them again because I could have a shit ton of synthetics. They break kind of easy, but shit breaks sometimes. Can't help it.
yeah, and if you're using it for like beginner, like parry or post drills and stuff like that, you're probably not going that hard anyway.
Yeah, nah, not really.
We
Even
try to
then,
get
it's just like,
people like, into steel basically as quickly as we can, just
yeah,
because it moves the way that it needs to move.
skill progression's higher there. I throw some of the bulkier synthetics at my guys first, and then when I'm comfortable with them, so like on their first day, I'll let them whack each other with like foam, 110%. I've got these Century foam swords, and it's just like I want you to tag them and not get tagged, and it's a game of tempo and distance, and that's all I'm looking for on the first day, But it's like after you do a
Yeah,
1,000 plays, and you want to do a little something, so here whack the shit out of each other with these foam. You come back, maybe you'll get to use the synthetics. Depends on the day, right? If it's a fight day, you're probably gonna get to use the synthetics. But we got loaner jackets and shit now. Um, Padded coach's jacket and like a shitty gambeson that I don't know the manufacturer of, but it's not like Newton rated or nothing. It's enough to save your ass, and even then, using those, then our guys can pick up steel. We've got a couple of spare steels that they can use going into that once they get a little more advanced, but then you kind of spoil them and they never buy gear.
it's a problem. Yeah, I don't know. I run into some of that, but yeah, I you can spar with steel. I mean, I've sparred with people with steel on their first day, but they spar with me. It's kind of like our flow. Try to work people into steel really quick, but then just be really careful with like unleashing them to general population. And I just kind of like go light with them and control and play defensive and get them comfortable cutting and just like getting over the initial nerves.
Yeah.
But I never wanted to be like the karate school or whatever, where the high belts are like afraid of getting their ass beat by somebody walking off the street. So like, you know, maybe it's like the jujitsu. Like that was, my first martial art was jujitsu, and like if you go to a jujitsu gym and you really real jujitsu gym, if you really want to tell the like instructor you think you could get him or something like that, like
Try it.
instructor will usually show you that you're wrong.
Yeah.
And like I feel like I owe that to people. Like if you have somebody comes in and they really like you can kind of tell they think they're gonna like get you or whatever. Like I like to, and again, not you shouldn't be teaching HEMA if you can't like fence a new person, not hurt them, but still beat them pretty much every time. But I'll always let people put on gear and fence as long as they've signed the waiver and done all that, and then they just have to like join the organization before they start fully sparring. But we
Yeah.
spar every Friday. I mean, there's no class. Like you can show up, it's open floor. You can do drills, but most people just we just show up and spar for a few hours,
Yeah, I feel that.
and that's
Um, well, I have a lot of other recordings to do today, and we've gone off for like 2 hours now. So I want to thank
well. I
you
mean, I was
for.
just waiting for Josh Gale to finish his funnel cake and hoping he'd get with us, but
If Josh Dale finishes
next time.
funnel cake and gets on tonight, I'll let you know.
Me, dude, I'm like, and I'll moderate that debate. I don't want to get into the mud with you guys. I just want to watch you guys talk
Moderate the
about your
debate.
fashion choice.
All right, we'll set up. I'll tell him we're setting up a debate on Sword and Board. All right, I got
All
it.
right, man.
It's locked in. But yeah, thank you so much. Do you have anything you want to plug? Oh, he just left. Oh shit, you're back. Yeah,
I didn't even mean to like my. It's a touchpad. My finger went over the button.
I
What were
was
you
like,
telling
holy shit. I might just cut it there. That was funny.
me?
Do you have anything you want to plug?
Look, my mic's not even. No, I don't have anything I want to plug. I was trying to get off of here. I'm plugging the debate between you and Josh Gale that's going on at 8 p.m. tonight. We're gonna put it on live, Facebook Live, on the HEMA Try Hard Facebook group, the
I'll
best
stream
group
it. I'll stream
in
it on
HEMA
YouTube. Yeah.
Facebook.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, we put it on
we
YouTube.
can
Doing
stream
it.
it to try hard. Fuck it. I'll stream it on my phone
What?
and YouTube on my computer. I'll
We'll
just
put
hold
it
it
on
like
try
this.
hard, dude, and like we'll get it going. We really need like we're gonna bring people in to vote on who's the winner because we're gonna this has to be democratic. We're not gonna let facts get in the way of the truth.
Yeah,
And you know,
we we need
I'm,
a
I'm
HEMA
looking
street
forward to writing
beefs.
your food. Yeah. That's what you. I will drive up like Pennsylvania or whatever with it if you and Josh Dale want to go do street beefs.
Oh,
So it's probably the
deal,
only way,
deal.
dude.
Well, all right. Thank you so much for coming on, man. Let me stop the recording here. But real quick, thank you all for tuning in to Sword and Board 8.